Hey, this is Stacy from Let's Cook Y'all. Welcome back to our channel. If you're new, welcome. We're really glad you're here. We hope you like these weekly dinner videos and get some ideas for things to cook at your house. We'd love it if you'd hit that red subscribe button. We are back for a new week of What's for Dinner. We've got a couple of old favorites to share with you guys. We tried something new, and we've got a quick little snack or dessert idea. Thanks so much for stopping by. The first meal we have for you guys this week is one I made in my Instant Pot. Mine is a 6-quart Instant Pot, and I will leave a link to it below. Go ahead and leave us a comment if you've got an Instant Pot or an air fryer and you're looking for recipe ideas to use in either of those appliances. I love both, although these days I tend to enjoy using my air fryer a little more, but I thought it was time to take my Instant Pot out and try something new. It's always great in the summer to get fresh produce, so I got some red potatoes and cut those up because they were a little larger than I'd wanted. I washed my string beans or green beans, lined them up, and chopped off all the ends. As I said, this is a new recipe for me, and I will leave a link to the website that I got it from. It's called 365 Days of Crock-Pot. She also has a lot of Instant Pot recipes. I mostly followed the recipe. You start off with 3/4 of a cup of chicken broth, and then you add in some sliced pre-cooked sausage. Her recipe called for Cajun, and I just used what I had on hand. Then you add the potatoes and the green beans. Her original recipe also called for adding mushrooms, but I didn't have those, so I just left them out. Her recipe's seasonings had Cajun seasoning and salt and pepper, but in addition to that, I also added some Trader Joe's 21 seasoning salute and some garlic and onion powder. And if you notice, I've layered this in a couple of layers and then mixed it all up at the end. I found, in my case, with pressure cooking, that you need to add a little more seasoning. I did cut back a little bit on the butter. I only used 3 tablespoons rather than the 4 that her recipe called for. And I also added 1 minute to the time. This calls for cooking on high pressure for 3 minutes, but I went ahead and set mine to 4 minutes. My Instant Pot took about 17 minutes to come to pressure and then 4 to cook, and then I did a quick release. In the meantime, I had a box of Jiffy corn muffin mix in my pantry, and rather than doing these in my big oven or my toaster oven, I decided to go out on a limb and try something else new. I filled my little silicone muffin cups with the mixture and tried putting this in my air fryer basket, and using the calculator at airfryercalculator.com, I cooked these less time in my air fryer than it would have taken my oven to preheat and come to pressure. They cooked in about 12 minutes at 370. To do a quick release, get the pressure out.
No steam?
And let it all out. There's some.
Steamy.
Don't know if it's seasoned enough, cooked enough. Oh yeah, they're soft enough. They may need a little more seasoning. I got the Tonys out for you. We will dish some up. New recipe to try. And I knew they'd be lopsided from slinging the basket into the thing, but we're okay with that because they cooked in 12 minutes and my oven would have just now come to preheated and heated up and gotten my kitchen really hot. So we will fix our plates and leave a comment as to whether or not we like the Instant Pot sausage with beans and potatoes. Show you a picture of our plates. That's what's for dinner tonight.
You may have started a new tradition.
Slung cornbread muffins.
Leaning cornbread.
Leaning tower of cornbread muffin. You like them? We'll see how they taste. We shared in a previous What's for Dinner video that I'd gotten out my box grater and was grating cheese, and one of our very loyal subscribers, Donna Gribbins. Hey Donna, thanks for the suggestion. She left me a link to a tabletop rotary grinder or shredder for cheese, and it jogged in my brain that I had this old KitchenAid handheld rotary grinder back in the very back of my cabinet, so I dug it out. I tried 2 different settings, decided I liked the coarse setting for the cheese. It was a little easier on my hand. After I shredded the cheese, I got busy building the supper for tonight that Tim was going to put on the grill. I recently did a Walmart grocery pickup and had ordered a package of naan bread to use for a different recipe, and that was one of the substitutions that the grocery pickers made for me at Walmart. They thought that naan and pita bread were the same thing, and they're close. These were not cut pita breads, they were more like regular flatbreads, so we built little pita bread pizzas to go out on the grill using the toppings that we had on hand. We don't remember how many minutes.
Nope.
I think they're smoking. I think they're done. About 4 minutes on high. Probably some burnt cheese down in Tim's grill, poor thing. Once again, I'm putting Tim to work. Another really easy dinner on the grill. This time we took some naan rather than flatbread. That's what we had. Put the toppings we had on it, grilled them about 4 minutes on high. Gonna split a salad. Super simple. That's what's for dinner tonight. I had some sweet potatoes in the house, but not any russet potatoes. I know if you've watched here any length of time, you know that my husband is kind of a meat and potatoes kind of guy. I actually love sweet potatoes. I love russet potatoes, but for health reasons, I try to eat sweet potatoes more. I also love rice and all kinds of grains, quinoa and lentils. Sadly, my husband does not, so it's a constant struggle to find something relatively healthy that he does like. For years, I roasted sweet potatoes in the oven on a sheet pan, and now I take that same recipe, cut them up, put olive oil, salt and pepper, some Italian and chili flake on it, and dump them in my air fryer and cook them for about 16 to 18 minutes on 400. Tonight's meal is one of my favorites. I start off with an awful lot of olive oil in a skillet and add some garlic and chili flakes. I purposely left this at regular speed and did not speed it up so you would see just how quickly this takes. No more than 30 seconds or the garlic will burn. Then you add a can of crushed tomatoes. I've tried all brands for this recipe. My favorite is the Red Gold. You mix all that up and let it simmer. This is actually a recipe we have shown before, but I had not made in a long time, called Eggs in Purgatory, or it goes by other names. Shakshuka is one. You basically fix a warm tomato sauce, as spicy as you want it, and then poach the eggs in the tomato sauce. This is comfort food to me, and I absolutely love it. So that fit the bill tonight to go with the sweet potatoes. Don't forget, I'm a spice wimp, so I don't spice the sauce that much, but be sure to remember to salt and pepper the eggs, cover them, and cook until done. And I did add 2 more minutes for 18 minutes total on my potatoes. Super simple supper tonight. No meat, just eggs, which we both love. We've cooked these in, you can make it as spicy as you want in a spicy tomato sauce. It's not very spicy because I'm kind of a wimp. We call this Eggs in Purgatory around here. I think it has about a half a dozen names. Normally I like to serve it over rye bread. I don't have any, so I just toasted some of the Dave's Killer Bread that we've been trying. And I did some sweet potato chunks in the air fryer. You can also roast them in the oven. Digging this out is the hardest part. It's not always going to be the prettiest thing, but I will try to dish it up and show you our plates. Eggs in Purgatory with sweet potato fries is what's for dinner tonight. Tim's been asking for a steak.
Ooh, mama.
So I was out running errands and I've got him a big boy. He's really excited.
I'm excited about this one.
He should be.
No quinoa here.
No, I'm having quinoa.
Oh, my.
I'm still putting Tim to work. Got that steak for him and had a little piece of salmon in the freezer that he did for me. He's got a baked potato. I did me some quinoa and brown rice. It's a Seeds of Change brand packet. I just do in the microwave. I sauteed some mushrooms for him for his steak. We will split a big salad. Doesn't get any easier than that. And Tim is
Glad I don't have to have quinoa.
very excited about his steak.
Oh.
That's what's for dinner tonight.
Ooh, it looks like we've got a treat. Stacy, what are you making us?
Baked banana pudding. Get your finger out of there. Little fake banana pudding cups.
Mm-hmm.
And I saved you some vanilla pudding for the purist in you because you only like vanilla.
Well, that'd be good.
We'll put the bananas on when we eat. That way they won't turn brown.
Is there anything special about the vanilla wafers?
Yeah, they're Kroger brand and not the nationwide Nilla brand. This is
right.
cheap. Cheap. I'm feeling nostalgic tonight, so I have pulled out a very old recipe. My notes on the back say I first made this in 2000. It is also something that the Pioneer Woman has featured on her cooking show and I think her website. I'll leave a link to hers. Sorry about the glare. Hers has different amounts of the tomato sauce, the cottage cheese, the sour cream, and also both of the recipes call for green onions, which I don't have, so I'm going to dice up. I've got some diced yellow onion that I'll brown with the beef, and I'll use the green parts from my chives to hopefully mimic green onions, but it's not something we have very often, but we're going to make a casserole tonight. The Pioneer Woman's recipe uses a 15-ounce can. I'm going to go back to my recipe. I vacillated, decided to go back to 8-ounce. We like probably more sour cream than tomato. She said they don't like sour cream as much. I read her notes. But we're going to add the tomato sauce and the seasonings. Bake this in a preheated 350-degree oven about 20 or 25 minutes. The casserole, the sour cream noodle bake, is out of the oven, so we will scoop it up. Since I had the oven going in the middle of the summer, I threw in some crescent rolls. And you know me, I like a salad. That's one thing I do like about casseroles. I don't feel the need to fix 2 or 3 sides. What I don't like about casseroles is they're harder to transform. Since this has the meat and the noodles in it, there's not a whole lot we can do other than just heat it up for leftovers. And if you're cooking for 1 or 2, casseroles are not always the best thing. You'll get tired of them. But we haven't had this one in about 15 or 20 years, so we're fixing to dig in.
That looks good.
Let's hope so. It's stringy and cheesy.
That's your portion and this is mine.
We are going to be eating this for days. That is not your portion. You did good. We only took out one little bit. Oh no. I'll show you a picture of our plates. Sour cream noodle bake is what's for dinner tonight. Got my broth.
Jamie, is that the food or the woman?
Stop it. That's going to get cut. Thanks so much for stopping by. Have a wonderful and truly blessed day, y'all.